Morning. Oh, here we are. Saturday, December 2nd. Oh, 2023. I'm Larissa. It's my video diary. Beginning of December was a rough time for me. I don't want to speak for Omar because I don't know, but I can't imagine it's easy for him either. So, early December, well, October, early October through December is rough. It's anniversaries of a whole bunch of family deaths, and December in particular. His dad and my grandma Rose, both died. His dad was what, December 11th, 10th or 11th, and my grandma Rose was December 12th. Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. You know, it's just a rough time. Some bad memories. The funerals were terrible. I mean, it's hard to call any funeral good, right? I mean, but some funerals are, you have closure or family bonding or whatever, and there's not a single family funeral that I've been to that has been like that. I mean, every family funeral that I've been to, I've either been attacked by my family or there's been fighting or just drama of some sort. And when it comes to Omar's dad, like the history around that, oh, I wasn't even at his dad's funeral. His mother asked me to leave. Um, because she has never wanted me around. The hospice, when we were in hospice, it was Thanksgiving time, and we were back there and with his dad in hospice, and his mom was like, "Why don't you go be with your people? You're not part of our family." That's what she told me. Um, and she was mad because I was sitting and praying, and I was saying rosary, and I wasn't saying it out loud. I was saying it to myself, but I was just sitting in the room with his father and praying, and he knew because he kind of sat up and looked a couple times. Um, I'm not Muslim. I'm not going to use a mala or whatever they call their malas, what the Buddhists call theirs. I don't know if that's what Muslims call their prayer beads or not. But and then after his father died, she gave me a set of Islamic prayer beads and said that they were Omar's father's. And I'd never seen him use prayer beads. They were older, so maybe they were hers. I don't know, but you know, I wasn't praying out loud and his father didn't ask me to stop, and it was a rudeness on her part, and she was angry because I was praying. And she was even more angry when she asked me to leave and he begged me to stay. And I didn't stay. I left. I left because my husband didn't ask me to stay. And I felt like my father-in-law was my husband's father and my mother-in-law's spouse, and that was their intimacy. And if they didn't want me there, but there's parts of me that regret it because he begged me to stay. He begged me. He said, "Please don't leave. Please don't leave." But I left. I left. Like I said, neither Omar or his mother, well, his mother specifically asked me to leave, and he never asked me to stay. Um, so it's a hard time of year. And then when his dad did finally pass, because I was home alone, I knew when his father passed. I was at a church meeting, the church that I was attending at the time. I don't attend any church anymore because of politics. Um, but the church I was attending at the time, I was at a church meeting. We were at a meeting for, it was an organizing meeting for an event. And you know, I knew it was getting close because when I left, it was close, you know. He lost consciousness shortly after I left, like 12 hours after I left. He never regained consciousness. Um, and then they just waited. Uh, and he hung on. So I left the day before Thanksgiving. Or was it the day after Thanksgiving? Day before Thanksgiving. No. Yeah, it was the day before Thanksgiving because I did actually I drove from Cincinnati to Detroit, and I did have Thanksgiving dinner with my parents, and then I flew home to California. So it was like December 10th. Anyway, church meeting for seasonal event, organized meeting for a seasonal event. And it was in the evening, and we're sitting at the table, and I had a shooting pain go through my abdomen where my pancreas is, and his father died of pancreatic and liver cancer. Never drank. And I doubled over on the table, and I just knew he was gone. It was like the pain just passed through me. And it was like, I'm taking this with me. And I knew. And then my phone rang, and it was Omar, and he said, my dad just died. I said, I know. I told him where I was, and I said, and he said, okay, well, he says, I'll call you. He said, call me when you get home. I said, we have to take care of some things here. I said, yeah. I said, okay. And then they wouldn't let me go home. So it was really late when I got home. And, oh, and that skeezy bitch that was living with us was supposed to be my friend. She was in the house. And, like, I wasn't there. I was at home. And his mother was being awful. And she'd been awful to me the whole time. And this bitch is like yelling at me because I'm at home upset with his mother. Or about the situation with his mother. And she's like yelling at me. She's like, his father just died and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I understand that. And I'm not saying this to him. I'm saying this to you in my house. You know, I'm allowed to have feelings around this too. I was never allowed to have feelings around it. I was never allowed. My family was angry that I was upset. And my father saying to me, are you done grieving yet? Yeah. And it wasn't just about his father dying, because his father and I were friends. We were close. We were. We weren't always. We weren't at the beginning, but his father and I became close. But it was that I wasn't allowed to have any emotion, right? Everybody was offended that I had any emotion at all about this man's passing. And the whole thing had just been so, I mean, Omar's mother abused me that whole time. His his brother's wife at the time was calling me every goddamn day, complaining because they were separated, and she was all upset about everything he had done. And she was like, you know, every day she was calling me. And here we are, I was back in Ohio where his parents were living with nobody around me, and I had no support of any kind. And Omar wasn't speaking to me. Anything he said to me was just like a command. Bring that here. Let's go. It was like that. And I just felt so, I don't even know what the word is. I don't have a word for the way I felt. I don't. I don't have a word for the way I felt. I felt like garbage. And not like I feel sick, I feel like shit. Like I felt like I was trash for a long time. And anytime I brought it up in any way, shape, or form, anybody I talked about it was angry that I said anything. I had, it was, so this time of year is rough. And then there was my grandmother's funeral, and that was just, that was just, that was horrendous. It made me never, ever want to go back to Pittsburgh. It made me never, ever want to see anyone again. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it. So this time of year, early December, is a rough time. It really is. And then, Thanksgiving is a rough time for me for other horrendous memories as well. It's just, if I think back to try to find happy holiday memories, I'm so young. I'm so young and in the memories. And it's just like, well, I think maybe those memories are only good because I was not yet privy to all of the family drama. Oh, I don't particularly enjoy the holidays season. I like putting up the tree and I like making the meal. It's a special meal. Um, and to some extent presents, but I mean, presents aren't even really a big deal anymore. It's more, you know, I don't even know, the solitude. I find holiday celebration for me is a very solitary thing. Even having a spouse, right? Holiday celebration for me is a solitary thing. The things that I find comforting at holiday time are private. The things that aren't shared with others. And it's just pronounced, right? But anyway, last night we went out to dinner, had a nice dinner. Restaurant we like to go to, we've been going to for a very long time, La Fondue. Oh, yeah. We've been going there for 22 years. That one. There was a place in there was another there's like every place has a restaurant called La Fondue, right? And they're not related, but they're all called that. It's like that's the agreement. I've seen other fondue places called the Melted. I've seen places called, yeah, I've seen La Fondue and the Melted. But yeah, fondue is fun. Um, yeah, so we had a nice dinner last night. That was nice. They have a nice, they do good salad. I was really in the mood for a salad. I didn't realize how much in the mood I was for a salad. Nice big spinach salad. It was good. Nice big spinach, mushroom, and cheese, and carrots, and cucumbers. Nice salad. And wild mushroom cheese fondue with vegetables and bread. And then we didn't do the main course fondue because it's a lot of food. It's a lot of food. And the main courses, the vegetarian main course is the same vegetables that you have with everything else. So it's just like, it's just a lot. So we just did the cheese fondue and then the chocolate fondue. And I couldn't even finish it. So yeah. And they have a nice wine menu and everything. Yeah. So I always enjoy that. I always enjoy La Fondue. And they have fun decor and ambiance. Yeah. It's dimly lit. Yeah. So there's that. Yesterday, started working on a new aspect. So this series of paintings that I've been working on, it's almost finished. I've decided to build on this concept and on this theme. These paintings are or this series for me is cathartic and reflective, personally reflective. And it's like for me, it's not a retrospective of my work, but it is a retrospective of a very specific aspect of my life, my dream world, which is this whole other life that I have. Because of the nature of my dreams and the way I dream. So I have this whole second life that I live, like kind of like the song. These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Every second of the night, I live another life. Right? That song from the 80s. Was that, who is that? Is that Heart? It's not Heart. Who is that? I don't remember. I have to put that on one of my playlists, that song. Anyway, so yeah. So I have this new aspect, this new evolution of the series that I'm working on that is focused on the color and on physical adornment. Um, and to some extent, a metaphysical layer or another metaphysical layer to these pieces or to the series. I should say to the series. So I don't want to talk about it too much about what it is in specifics because I want to complete a couple pieces before to make sure that this is going to be cohesive, right? Um, yeah, yeah. But they'll be included. It'll be included in the second volume of the book. Um, Yeah, so the first volume is the studies, and the second volume is the paintings, and then potentially this other layer of the series. Yeah, and if this format works, I may continue new series in similar format, going from small study to large piece to this other layer. Um, it's quite dynamic and embraces a number of different media. So there's the drawing, there's the poetry, there's the painting, and then potentially this next, and then the book. And so that's like five. It's five layers to a series, five media layers to a series. Hey, are you coming in here? Look who it is. Hey, Mister. How are you today? How are you, Mister? How are you? How are you, Mister? Were you snuggly this morning? Were you up on the bed and snuggly with mommy? You gonna come up here? No? You're gonna stay down there? You're gonna stay down there? Why don't you come up here? Come on. Hi. How are you today? How are you? How are you, sir? Oh, you giving sweet kisses? You giving sweet kisses? Do mommy and Brody match now? Do we match? Do we have matching hairs? Like mommy and daddy, or like Brody and daddy? Brody and daddy have matching face furs. Now mommy and Brody have matching furs? Huh? How are you? How are you? Oh, thank you for your sweet kisses. Oh, I got kisses from doggies yesterday. He was all jealous. He was like, oh, I smell you got kisses. I did. I got kisses from doggies. Got kisses. I got kisses. Can I have more kisses? Oh, I can have more kisses. Thank you. Thank you for kisses. Are you handsome boy? Are you? You handsome boy coming up on a bed? Oh, you're a handsome boy. Oh, mommy's boy. Yeah. So There's a basketball game this afternoon. Oh my goodness. Saturday afternoon? Saturday matinee? What is going on? It's like craziness. And do I understand correctly? It's the toenail clippers? I can't get in there to scratch. Gotta smack it. Ugh. Yeah. Have to watch from the gallery today. Well then. Well then. I was talking to a young man came to the gallery yesterday, and he says he telling me he writes poetry and stuff, and we're talking about poetry and music, and talking about Miss Jill Scott, and I was talking about the difference between singer-songwriters who are poets and those who aren't. And so, you can hear the difference in music that is written originally as poetry, right? And then set to music, as opposed to um, lyricists who focus on a hook. And well, anyway, and then so we were talking about that, and I was talking about um, specifically, like, I gave examples of singer songwriters who are poets who write poetry and then set to music. Jill Scott and Joni Mitchell, and I suppose Bob Dylan would probably be um, in that category as well. And who else? I don't even know right now. But specifically, I mean, Jill Scott has spoken about it, um, and Joni Mitchell as well. So I was making the comparison between, like, listening to Jill Scott's music next to, in juxtaposition to, Beyonce. And I said, I don't even call what she does music, and talking about it as product in comparison to, like, the difference between a nourishing meal and that is made from, fruits and veggies and things that you have grown and harvested and taken the time to prepare for nourishment of your body, and buying a bunch of candy like Laffy Taffy. That's what my comparison was. Beyonce's music is, processed food product. It's not it's not nourishing to the body, mind, or soul. Um, and there is a huge difference. And then listening to Jill Scott a little bit. I mean, she's frequently on the playlists that I listen to. Um, and I really like the meter of her music, and how it's, some say, oh, it's jazz, and yeah, it is jazz, and jazz is like instrumental poetry, right, as far as like punctuation and things goes and all that stuff. But um you can hear meter of poetry. And I guess having the experience of attending a number of um, spoken word slams and participating in spoken word, it's a different way of approaching sound. Like, I love her song "Long Walk." You're here, I'm pleased, I really dig your company. Your style, your smile, your peace mentality. Lord have mercy on me. I was blind, now I can see what a king's supposed to be. Baby, I feel free. Come on and go with me. I mean, it's stanza, right? It's poetic stanza. And I really really enjoy that aspect of her work, right? It's very, the music is conversational. Um, and like, even in like her piece High Post Brother, where it's a duet, that really accentuates the conversational aspect, the poetic conversational aspect. Dialogue is really right, what dialogue, um aesthetic of her music. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody wants a player. I just want to be friends, right? Everybody, everybody wants a superstar that's got cars and ice. Walks into the ghetto, get pussy ball, makes all the girls look, think twice. Yeah, sister, he's got money and things, but is he nice for you? Right? It's a good song. He's a high post brother, money in his pocket. He got everything a girl could want. I think maybe he don't. High post brother, money in his pocket. He got everything a girl could want. I think maybe he don't. Right? Really good song. Really good song, but it's a poem. It's a poem, right? And it's written that way. And it's the same way with Joni Mitchell. I used to sing her music a lot. I love it. But after her public comments on the COVID pandemic, I really lost passion for singing her music, and I even quit listening to it. But it's not to negate the the power behind its artistry and its craftsmanship. So like, oh, the song Blue is probably my favorite. And it's, to me, I've never heard her speak on that song, but to me, that song is a love letter to the planet, right? Blue. Songs are like tattoos. You know I've been to sea before. Crown and anchor me, or let me sail away. Hey, blue, there's a song for you. Ink on a pen, underneath my skin, an empty space to fill in. Well, there's so many sinking, now you gotta keep thinking you can make it through these waves. Acid, booze, and ass, needles, guns, and grass. Lots of laughs, oh, lots of laughs. Everybody saying that hell's the hippest way to go out. I don't think so. I'm gonna take a look around at the blue. Right? Great song. It's a poem. Right? And a lot of my music has been written that way. The majority of music I've written has been written that way. There's a couple things that were. It's like, oh, there was a melody and I wrote lyrics to go with that melody. But majority, no. The majority of the stuff I've written, particularly the stuff I've written on my own, has been poems that have been set to music. And even like the one that I call This My Prayer, that is a prayer that I wrote. I mean, that was definitely a poem first. Thank you for this day, for bringing me together with this space, for allowing me to be a clear and present vessel. For your energy, I ask that I may be able to detach and release from all I hold which no longer serves. I ask that I may be able to detach and release from the outcome of this my prayer. I ask for this or something better, so that all may be offered in the highest good. I ask for this or something better with all of my sisters and brothers. Amen. Right. Hey, buddy, do you have a tick in your ear? Is that a tick? Can let me see? Can let me see? I think he's got a tick in his ear. Anyway, so yeah, just thinking about music and poetry and writing. Thank you. And so I have a whole bunch of new poetry, of course, that I have written to go with these paintings and the studies. And so I don't know, maybe there'll be even another layer. Perhaps I will set those poems to music. I don't know. It's been a while since I've written anything new. Yeah, it has been. Oh, there was one that I did called Holy Land. I wish I could remember the tune right now. I have it somewhere. A poem, Holy Land, what land is more holy than this beneath me, right here, right now? Yeah. That poem's in Sophia was pushed, but the moon broke her fall. It's one of the inaugural poems from that series of poetry. I can't remember, is it like maybe the second or third poem in the book? But What Truth to Dreams Possess is also in that book, which is another one I set to music. Dreaming, dreaming of a rain dance, dreaming of a last chance, the gentle touch of your hands, the lines around your eyes show you realize the power of this love, a gift from up above. Dreaming, dreaming of the coastline, sipping on a fine wine, memory of the warm shine, the smile upon your lips, the rhythm of our hips. No music to be heard, no melody was needed, no words can quite express what our hearts plead to confess, what truth to dreams possess. Yeah, it was a poem. It was a poem first. Oh, there was another one in there, Boots on the Floor. And I had a couple different melodies for that one. How does that poem go? Arriving on boats, packed tight below, blood mixed in the streets, still crust on their feet, with mud made by tears the mothers shed, watching as their children bled. Yeah, it's the opening stanza to that poem. Yeah, it's about my family coming to the United States through Ellis Island. And I wrote all that stuff, and my family told me that I was self-centered and arrogant and selfish for writing it. My work was selfish. Like, oh, okay. They never supported it. Yeah. Oh, there was another song that I wrote called Selfish Contender. Two ships in the night, flying flags of surrender, all out of fight. So much love to remember. How your lips once touched mine, how your hands felt so fine. Just two ships in the night, just a love sweet and tender. How all that goes, I can't remember how it all went. There's one line I really like. Left my gloves by the door, turn away, coy defender. It was a really good, it's a really good poem. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I tried this, the melody. It was supposed to feel like rocking on a boat in the middle of the ocean, engines off, anchor dropped. Yeah. Yeah, I wrote a lot of stuff. So I have all this new poetry now. I mean, it's quite a collection. When the second book is done, it'll be a total of 24 poems, right? Because there's 12 studies, and there's a poem that goes with each study. There'll be 12 paintings, and there'll be a poem that goes with each painting. So there has to be something in that. I have to look at those. Oh my, that's serious, huh? Yeah. Anyway, this is the kind of environ that is created within my personal space when I am in process. Yeah. Anyway, what do you think, Brody? What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. Been times when memories have faded to gray through the years along the way, when love has gone away, and everything I thought I knew wasn't true when it came down to me and you. And as I turned away from everyone, I finally saw my reflection. And when I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is think of all the little things you do, like bring me coffee in bed, help me ease my aching head, wash my dishes and help me mop my floor. I couldn't ask for any more. I couldn't ask for any more. Why would you ask for any more? Yeah, there's more you can ask for. You just have to decide if it's worth asking. That's a song about knowing where your bread's buttered. It's a poem. It's a poem I wrote first. Anyway, drink my tea, get showered and dressed, and get moving.